Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Yes, I am filming this video straight after I filmed the Taylor Swift haul. I just couldn't be bothered to get changed, to be completely honest. So as mentioned in my previous video, I went into town to get some accessories for when I go and see Taylor Swift live, and I may have accidentally tripped and fell into the works. I literally just can't control myself. So I thought I'd do a little haul of all the books that I got in the works. The thing that I especially love about the works is how affordable the books are, especially the ones in the 3 for £6 deal. The fact that you can get books for £2 is just incredible. So I originally went into the works purposely to get some more Freida McFadden books because she's one of my favourite authors, and quite often her books are in the 3 for £6 deal. When I went to the works this time, I only found one Freida McFadden book that was in the 3 for £6 deal, and that was The Inmate. I have been wanting to get my hands on this book for a very long time, and I'm so excited to read this. This book follows a nurse practitioner called Brooke, who has already broken the rules of this maximum security prison that she works in, and she has a connection with one of the inmates called Shane. I literally, even just by looking at this book now, want to stop recording and read this right now, but I just need to get on with the video, and this is even on my TBR for June, so I absolutely love Freida McFadden's books, and I think I'm gonna do a video where I read her books for a week and see what other 5-star reads I can find from her, because she's just an incredible author. So obviously with that being in the 3 for £6 deal, I had to get 2 other books to make it £6, because as if I'm just gonna spend £2.50 just getting this one. So the next book I picked up in that deal is The Blame by Charlotte Langley. This book is described as a psychological police thriller, and I really enjoy reading these. One of my favourite books is One for Sorrow, and that kind of follows a detective as well, and I honestly, if you haven't read that book, you need to read it. So this book follows 2 detectives and their case of a murder where the evidence actually implicates one of the detectives. I have not heard of Charlotte Langley before, but this book just seemed so interesting, so I had to pick it up. And how can you say no when it's in the 3 for £6 deal? You can't, especially when it's a thriller. The last book I got in the 3 for £6 deal is Go Seek by Michelle Tehan. This is also a thriller, and I was really intrigued by this because Andrea Mara, who wrote No One Saw a Thing, which I really enjoyed, has said that this book is action-packed, suspenseful, and a nail-biting joy. So this book focuses a lot on the protagonist's past, and now her daughter has gone missing and is paying the price for what has happened in her past. This again just seems like one of those books that I could just finish in one day. I absolutely love thrillers, and again, I've not heard of Michelle Tehan, but it was just so intriguing, so I had to get it. The next 2 books are by Freida McFadden, and I have had my eye on these books for a long time and decided to finally just get them in the works, even though they're not in the 3 for £6 deal. The first one is The Teacher, and I got this for £5. So this book follows a teacher called Eve who finds out a secret about a student called Addie, and then Addie will do anything to keep Eve quiet. This is one of the Freida McFadden ones that I think doesn't sound as interesting from the blurb as some of her other ones, but I know that this has been really highly rated, so I'm definitely very excited to read this. And then the other Freida McFadden book I got from the works is The Co-Worker, and I got this one for £4. Natalie Borelli has said, don't start a Freida McFadden book late at night, you won't be able to put it down, and I could not agree more with that. So it seems like this book is following a character called Natalie who is concerned about her co-worker called Dawn who is being targeted by someone. Again, this just seems like another thriller which I'm just going to absolutely devour. Now, another thing that I really like about the works is that a bit deeper into the store there is this big sale part where they put some books where the books are already cheap, and then they mark them down even more. And because of this, I like to pick up books there that I wouldn't usually pick up because they're so cheap, so how could you say no? So this book was £3 and then it got reduced to £1.50, and that is The Problem with Perfect by Philip William Stover. I definitely don't feel like I would have picked this book up normally, but it did intrigue me a bit, and I thought for £1.50, like, why not? So this book is about an LGBTQ style icon called Chase Miles who goes missing before the live Pride broadcast for his hit TV show. So it does seem like there's a bit of mystery in there, but it also kind of is giving me romance vibes. It does actually say that it's a queer romance, so that is quite interesting to me because I haven't really read many LGBTQ plus books. It says that it's heartwarming, so hopefully it kind of gives me that same feeling that I got when I read Heartstopper, because it just made me feel really happy. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this one. I don't know how long this is going to stay on my shelf before I pick it up, but I am very intrigued and I'm glad that I did get it. Also, just look at the cover with like the pride colours as well on the landscape. I just absolutely love that. So those are all the books I got from the works. I also did maybe go into Waterstones. I don't like to get too much at Waterstones because it is more expensive, but I was so close to getting the full amount of stamps, so I thought let's just have a quick look. And this was a bit naughty of me, but I decided to pick up The Last Devil to Die by Richard Osman. I have already read this book. I've read the whole series and absolutely loved it. But I have this book in hardback and I am not really the biggest hardback fan. The only reason I bought it as a hardback is because I could not wait for it to be released. I just had to read it as soon as it came out. So I was tempted to get it on paperback for a while, but decided against it. But then when I saw that Waterstones had a purple sprayed edge, I just had to get it. My mum is currently borrowing the hardback version of this book, so I'm either just going to let her keep it or I'll probably sell the hardback on Vinted, but I just had to get this version because it's just gorgeous. Plus I rated this book 5 stars, and I feel like when it's a 5-star book I don't mind buying another one if I really like the addition of it. I would just always hold these characters in my heart, and I'm sad that he's pausing this series to work on his other one, but I'm so excited to read that one as well. I'm pretty sure this is turning either into a film or a TV series as well, so I'm very intrigued by that. So after I bought this, I earned enough stamps to actually get a free book, and I have had my eye on a specific book in Waterstones for a while, but didn't actually want to spend money on it. So Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin is actually one of my favourite books of all time. This is the book that got me back into reading this year. I got this back in February and absolutely loved it, and I still think about this book to this day, and it's now June. And I went into Waterstones a couple of weeks ago and I saw this gorgeous edition of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, which had a sprayed edge which said Sam and Sadie, which is the name of the 2 main characters. So I said to myself that once I get enough stamps to get a free book from Waterstones, I would treat myself and get that book as my free book. However, when I went into Waterstones, I did ask a staff member and unfortunately they did not have it anymore, despite it saying that they did on their system, which was a huge shame. I did look on the Waterstones app and they didn't have it available to order either, so I decided to then look on Vinted. And luckily enough, I found it. So as you can see, the front cover is ever so slightly different. You can tell this one's a bit worn, but I just think it's absolutely gorgeous still. The colours of this book, oh, and I just love the cover with the Great Wave anyway. I am a huge fan of the Great Wave, and I've even got a tattoo of it there. But it's got the dark blue sprayed edge, and yeah, it says Sam and Sadie both ways, which I just absolutely love. And this is in like mint condition, and I got this for only £4 off Vinted when it is usually £9.99, so I am absolutely buzzing with this. I literally got straight out of Waterstones and had a look online, and I'm just so glad that I found this because I have been wanting it for a while. And now I've still got that free book to get from Waterstones, so if you've got any recommendations of what I should get with that, then let me know in the comments. The last thing I got whilst I was in town, which I thought I'd briefly mention, is these page marker tabs. I don't annotate books when I read them. I don't like the idea of me putting pen or highlighters or anything in the books. I just don't personally like that. But I did want a way to kind of find my favourite quotes in a book rather than them just being lost forever until I read them again. So I thought I'd get some of these tabs that I've seen people use quite a lot, and I think these were only like £1.50 or something in Tiger, and there's a variety of different colours as well. So I thought whilst I read a book I can just put a little tab in for every time that I find a quote or something that I really love, and then when I want to find it again it's really easily accessible. I don't know if it's something that I'll start enjoy doing, but for £1.50 I thought let's just give it a go. So that is my little book haul. If you've read any of these books that I've got in my haul, then let me know in the comments what you think of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.